Hello, lovely sim racers. I'm Constantinos, and this is Lovely Sim Racing. And today, we're gonna do what we did yesterday, basically, the last stream. Nothing scheduled, and no racing. No racing. I plan on racing tomorrow. I'm gonna do my first race in over 2 weeks in LFM tomorrow, in the most rookiest classes of all, in Zolder. So it'll be fun. Tomorrow will be fun. So join and watch me die, and just start spreading my ELO everywhere. Anyway, hope you guys are good. And I mean, what could have happened since yesterday? I don't know. I hope everything's fine. Travis, hello. Tony, hello, man. And Milas. Nice to see you all. Really, really nice. Since yesterday, there's been, this is always the case, always with new memberships. I've already said this, like, there's a huge dip towards the middle of the mid 2 weeks of every month, and towards the end there's a spike in the first days, and currently we're sitting on 999. Literally 999. Last subscription came in just moments before the stream, so we might see this go 1,000. Well, we might not see this go 1,000 because I need to manually update these things because I have to. Ko-fi works in mysterious ways, but anyway, that's the point. And this is so friggin' awesome, the whole thing. Good evening, Tiago. Bom dia. Well, I don't know if it's bom dia. You're not that far away. Let's get some water. Updates. T-shirt. This is the brand new T-shirt. As I said, I'm moving all of my products over to a new vendor, as part of the effort to consolidate everything. So currently, what you can buy now on the Lovely Sim Racing store for merch, essentially it's from Spreadshirt, and they have fulfillment centers in the EU, the UK, and the US. But if you want to place an order from the US store, I have to create a new store. Basically, I've created 2 different stores, one that fulfills Europe and UK, and another one for the US. And I have to create the products again and again. And if you want to shop something in the US, you have to switch stores. It's a mess. So I'm changing my provider to someone that can handle one order and basically direct it wherever is needed. And these are the first samples I got. So I just got one T-shirt, one zip hoodie, and a bucket hat. Maybe I'll show you guys tomorrow. I don't have them with me right here. But the quality is really good. It smells weird, to be honest. I just unpacked it. Honestly, just put it out of the bag, so it hasn't been washed at all. So, but the quality is great. I love the colors. I'm not sure if they're better or the same as the previous one, but anyway, it's good. And the T-shirt is a lot better. The T-shirt is a lot heavier. This is basically what I wanted as well, because the Spreadshirt did not have heavier T-shirts. They basically had really lightweight T-shirts. This is mid-weight. So if you guys like that, it will be coming. I'm working hard on getting it up and running, because in the new site, merch site, it will also have these sticker sheets as well. So everything will be in there. I'm also designing sticker sheets, like I'll show you. I have something here. I didn't have time to do it. So basically what I'm doing, I've created the Ascher racing sticker sheets for the Artura. So those are complete. They're designed, they're tested, they work. But I was working on this a bit. So what I wanted to do, and I'll do this now on stream, I created blanks. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're blanks. Basically what these things are, I've copied the shape of the official stickers for the GT Neo, and I will be testing them to see if they fit. So I'm going to do that now. It's not too important, but it is something that I didn't manage to do before. So they're all cut up. As you can see, they are all cut up, and they should fit exactly onto the steering wheel. So let me put these on. This is the top one. I'm wearing my contacts now, so I can't see anything that's really close. Perfect cut. Let me put this. This is the top right one. I'll show it to you later. I'm not going to switch to cameras now. So you can see there's nothing here, obviously. Alright, I'll put it top right. Okay, the radius is pretty nice. Alrighty. Okay, the first one, it actually is perfect. Nice. First sticker. There. These are blanks, okay? So I haven't printed anything on them. I just cut them up so I can test them. Let me do the bottom right. So there are 3 positions. If you guys have the GT Neo, you already have seen the stickers that come with the dash. If I switch here, can you actually see it? I guess you can. So putting the bottom right, it fits actually pretty good. Perfect. These will be printed. These will be printed on with everything that has to do with Love the Dashboard. So you can order a sticker sheet for the GT Neo that will have all the buttons and related stuff to the Lovely dashboard. You know, TDM for the buttons, for the rotary, you know, like colors for the reset tires, and it'll also have like in color coded the Lovely dashboard color coding for ABS and traction control. My only concern for this, the actual concern, is that these take up so much space. So I don't know how much I can fit in one sheet. And this is the other one. Actually, I'm gonna need my finger to hold it down. Beautiful. Okay. These are really nice. Alright, so I think I nailed the design. Cutout design. What I want to do, and this is gonna be pretty cool, is and I don't know when this is gonna happen. Don't know when this is gonna happen, but SimMagic has promised. I have not seen if there's a firmware update, but they promised that these things over here will be able to be converted to switches. So each one will be a position. So you can have this for map, like I have on the Ascher Racing, my right dial, where this is, you know, map 1, 2, 3, 4, and not just a rotary going up and down. When they do that, I'm already thinking of how I can design stickers that can go all around. So you can actually have, you know, different values. Obviously, if this is just a switch, you'll only be able to go like from 1 to how many positions are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 positions. Okay, pretty much like the Ascher Racing one. They'd have 12 positions, but I want to create stickers that go all around. I don't know how I'll do that. That'll be a custom design. But I'm going to think of these things, how this thing will work. One thing I want to show you with these stickers, this is the exact same sticker sheet that I have for the Artura. This is the exact same quality. Just check this out. Just put it under there ever so slightly and lift. No residue, nothing. And this is actually plastic, vinyl. So you can, if you wanted, you know, stick it back again. You can stick it back in on and off again for maybe 2-3 times. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can essentially do that. Cool. All right, let me get rid of the other ones. I don't want them. I just tested them. I'm gonna see if I can create other stickers as well. What I can do right now with the materials that I have, what I cannot do is create stickers for the for these. I can't do that yet. Not with the material that I have. I've ordered some new stuff, which I will be testing, but I'm afraid these require different printing techniques, so I might not be able to do that. But I want to, so we'll see. Maybe those will be completely different stickers. But anyway, everything is progressing. everything. Jeff, I'm always talking about stickers. That's all I do. I sleep. Yeah, I eat stickers right now. Literally, that's all I do. Jeff, welcome to the stream. Close the stream, Jeff. Go away. Go away. Close the stream if you don't want to hear it. How's everything with you, Jeff? How's your foot? Driving at all? All right. So in the meantime, I will be working a bit on some stuff that I have in the Discord. So I'll be doing some bug reports, and there is a new feature someone requested. It started off from Beeg. I remember all your names. I'm sorry. I know, but I think this is Brandon Honnold. Is it? It was for the pop-ups. So basically, I won't be able to do this now, but I'm gonna look into it. Basically, what they suggested is for the Levy dashboard, when you're in this mode and you're switching, to have color in there. All right, right now, because this is just switching the mode, it's not actually doing anything. I don't have color, so now it's on traction control. It won't do anything because I'm not. This is a replay. Yeah, it won't do anything. They suggested that when you switch, this thing isn't, you know, gray with white. It actually has color of traction control or whatnot, but that wouldn't make sense because every time you change your traction control, it pops up in that color. So even when you're driving, you know you've changed something. You know, blue is traction control, red is ABS, and all that. And they mentioned, you know what, why not just, you know, flip it around and have color change in it, so the text would change. And they have like an example here, which is not bad, like that. But first I want to consider and see what's like to actually update it. And if there's any way to do it, like an easy way to do it. Also, if you don't, basically, if you don't add a color, what happens? Will it break, or will it be have some default on it? But yeah, I'll see about that. So yeah, there's a few more things you can look into. Jeff, delicious stickers? No, stickers aren't delicious. Trust me. Trust me. It's like, no, they don't taste like they taste like nothing. Don't eat them. Do not eat them. Do not eat them when you get them. All right? They suck. They're not even like they possibly are vegan. Okay? They possibly are vegan. It tastes like vegan, but don't eat them. So Tiago, I actually have on order, I have a clear sticker sheet and glow in the dark sticker sheet. Okay, I'm going to experiment with those two. The problem with the clear sticker sheet is that even if you print on it, I still need to put something on top of it to not, like, these don't smudge or anything. They're really good quality, but I'm afraid that the clear plastic will not be as robust, as strong as the colored ones. So I want to see if I can get, like, you know, print on a clear and then overlay something on top of that, and basically just put 2 layers, make it a bit thicker, make it a bit more plasticky-ier, you know, stronger. So I'm experimenting with that. You can start walking on it after a month and a half? Really? I thought it was like 3 weeks. Oh man. Well, we get better, man. Get better soon. Just do as I do, Jeff. Do as I tell you. Get better. Get better. Get better fast. Pike Speak is coming. In sticker, out sticker, definitely, dude. If yeah, it'll just be in and out. Not that in and out, the other in and out. Bruno, better to do complete cover sticker for the wheels. Complete cover sticker? Elaborate. Kevin Lewis, calorie-free stickers for the win. Yes, they are calorie-free, vegan, gluten-free. It's. I should put that. I should put that on the stickers. You're buying some really, really good stuff here, man. It's gluten-free, 0 calories, vegan, all natural plastic, you know. Silvio, good evening. How you doing, man? Oh, but Jeff, can you walk in the boot? Organic plastic. Life's fantastic. Yeah. All right. Let us move on. It'd be interesting if we can hit 1,000 members during the stream. We're currently at 999. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, you have to learn how to walk again? Really? No, I won't do that, Jeff. I won't do that for 2 reasons. I won't do any lovely sticker, you know, that cover the entire thing. First off, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. They're called lovely stickers. I mean, the lovely thing is way before them. The sim racing thing came much after them. But again, I do not want to step on any toes. I think they're doing a great job. So if you want full cover, you can go to them. But if you want specific stickers for the lovely dashboard and for the steering wheels that I support, you know, currently it'll be the Ascher Racing, it'll be the Grey Wolf GWT, it'll be the SimMagic. I'm possibly going to do something for the Fanatec. And if I have more sticker sheets, which I can replicate, I will do for those as well. So my goal is to create sticker sheets for the lovely dashboard. So if you're using the lovely dashboard and you want to have all the instructions and the colorway of the lovely dashboard, it will be available as a sticker sheet. So that's the goal. I don't want to create full cover sticker sheets. At least that's not my intention. Maybe I can order something on Lovely Stickers. I know they do custom stuff as well. And there's like, yeah, I mean there's a ton of people doing custom stickers. Like if you search for sim racing wheel stickers, you're gonna find like at least 2 or 3 that you can customize and do all that. I'm not currently interested in doing that. Maybe it's too much work, I don't know. Christian, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. All right, let me get set up here. Let me start working on something. Let me find what I'm gonna do today. Push to pass in iRacing is not working. Okay, we don't have a replay there, so not much I can do. We'll work on this. IndyCar not showing weight jacker, FARB and RARB displays for specific cars. It has been added for the IndyCar. Here's the problem. I actually wrote this. This is going to be fun with iRacing. So what Limping Hamster says is that in practice it works fine. Oh, sorry. In a test session, he sees everything the way we designed it like a few days ago. But when he's in a race or practice, he doesn't see that. And the only reason for that not to happen is because iRacing is not telling me what car ID or car class it is, the one that I'm expecting. So this is what I want to see. I'm going to download his not working session race, working test session. I'm going to download both of these and test them out. I want to see what data iRacing is sending. It might be a bit ridiculous, to be honest. I've seen that iRacing, if it's a single session, if it's a session with single class, it doesn't deliver class name. So I don't know what the cars are. I've also seen if it's like a custom hosted server, it just has hosted cars something for all classes. It's weird. It's weird. I will test it. If this is the case, if it is what I'm suspecting it is, there's not much I can do. Everything works, Christian. Nice. Joao. Hello, Joao. João. Hope I'm saying that. I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hopefully. João. Right. Let's move that out of the way. We got this thing here. So, today is Wednesday. Today is the last day I'll be working on the dashboard. Tomorrow I will be syncing all the changes across all the properties that will be released on Friday, and finalizing documentation side. So I'm creating a lot of documentation for you know, the Ascher racing and compatibility. So if you have any questions regarding Ascher racing and all the features that we've added, which steering wheels work and which don't, I've created a really nice table. Actually, I can show you the table here. Was working with a bit with Martin today. This is what the compatibility will look like. Right. So this is it. All the steering wheels from Ascher Racing. What features work and what don't work. So, you know, the Ultimate works with dials, byte point clutch calibration, and analog input mode, and so does the Artura Pro USB. The Artura Pro Simutec only has dials. You cannot have byte point clutch calibration and analog input settings. And this, as Martin has basically told me, is because the Simutec software is proprietary and they cannot access it, so they can't customize it. So if you like, how this works is the firmware that Ascher Racing has built into the steering wheel, the one that I have in front of me, and 1.12, which will be coming out for public out of beta. Basically, when you go into a specific mode, it triggers a function which I can detect and display all the features that we have. But because the Simutec versions don't have access to it, they can't alter it, so they cannot do that. So if you're using a Simutec version, you cannot have these features. So let's say the Artura Pro SE, you do have the dials, so the dials will work as a feature. We can do that, but not the other settings. The Artura Sport USB does not have dials because the wheel doesn't have dials at all, but everything else works. So you can do all the, you know, byte point and all that. Albeit, they have a little flag here. Clutch pedals are sold separately. So if you get the Sport USB, the byte point, clutch calibration, and analog input will work with the steering wheel, but you still need to add the clutch paddles onto the steering wheel. They don't come with the steering wheel, so it's just a little note here. Again, the Artura Sport SC doesn't do anything because it doesn't have dials, it doesn't have anything else. The GT4 can do dials, it can do clutch calibration, and yes, clutch calibration and analog input point. You can't do byte point. The only reason being the GT4 does not have the funky switches. So byte point, if you recall, when you go into byte point mode, you use the funky switches as rotaries and you increase or decrease your byte point. So GT4 doesn't have those funky switches, so you can't do that. And then we go into the F64 Simutec. You can have the dials because it has dials, but nothing else because they're all Simutec. F64 USB doesn't have the dials, and F28 SE pretty much the F64 USB. So this is a detailed device compatibility with all the stuff that we've built into the Love dashboard. Good for you guys to know, honestly. So any questions, all of this table will be on my GitHub page where you can download, and I have all the documentation for all the new stuff that are coming. So this is stuff that I'm writing, and it is taking some time, but I think it's well worth it. Christian, you say you just tried my SimHub plugin. Looks good. I don't have a SimHub plugin. At least not the one I have here. I haven't released it, so you didn't. I mean, if you mean something else, yes, but I don't have a plugin yet. Well, I have a plugin. You don't have a plugin, so not entirely sure what you're referring to. All right, so I have the files downloaded. They are from one drive. All right, let me download and extract all. Sure, extract it there. And let's move everything also. This is gonna be fun. All right, so let's do the working test session. I'm gonna move everything into my SimHub replay folder. iRacing, good. So this is the working test session, and let's try it out. Before we do anything, I want to do the working session. Oh, the DNR lights are DNR, man. Daniel Newman, it's not mine. It's Daniel's. I haven't tested it yet, so. Alright, let's do this. So, first thing, let me turn on a wheel cam and let me zoom in on the DDU. So it says it's working, so you can see FRB, a rear ARB, and wheel jack. This is all working. Good. Changes, he's changing, perfect. And the weight jacker, maybe there isn't a weight jacker, he's not changing it, but it is working. Closing this replay, and now into the not work. Actually, I didn't test it. It's fine. I didn't see it. Now going into was it this one? No, it was the other one. He sent me basically two replays. Huh. Okay. Wait. Yeah, this is working. I'm just putting some notes on my replays because I will never remember them. And this is the one that's not working. Assuming practice. Wheeljacker is working. Dude, it's working on both. Working on both. What do you mean? What up? It's a practice session, but it's working. Racer practice, I get ABS and TC. No. This is a practice session. It's working just fine. So I can't replicate it. Delara IR. What's the car? What is the car? Delara IR18 car ID, car model. Why is it not? Okay, this is a different issue, but it is working, so cannot replicate it. So chat, one question. So the Delara IR18, what car is it? What class is it? What class is it? I can just put AR18, to be honest. I can just put IR18, but do we want to have a class there? I'm assuming we want to have a car class there, right? Okay, car class name. IndyCar, but I need something with like 4 letters. So Indy, I'll just put Indy. That works. Dallara IR18. I can do INDY. Indy. If I hit save and save, it should go and say, in here it should say Indy now. It doesn't because it's not using the correct one. Okay, copy value, car model, car class, copy value. Copy, 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 copy. Now it should work. This is something I need to look into though. Where is it? Indy. There it is. Now it says Indy, which is good. And it's not focused, which is not good, but it is focused. So now it says Indy. So this is something we can do, and we will do. All right. Hey, Justice, how you doing, man? Okay, we added that as well. But this is a completely different issue. It works for me. So I just need to let him know. Works for me both session replays. I cannot replicate his issue, so I actually do not know or cannot know what the problem is. So this is a practice session. You can clearly see that it has sorry, just rebooted. You can clearly see that this is FIRB and everything is working clearly. Wait a minute. Why am I even doing this? Wait a second. It's added. No, it should work. Yeah, it's I don't know exactly why, but it is working for me. So I'm assuming it's got to be something with the data coming from his sim. And if I can't replicate it, if I have the data, then there's not much I can do, to be honest. Oh well. Cannot replicate. Let me clean up the file a bit, put that over there. Good, good, good. And it will be named Indy, because that's how it's supposed to be named. Alright, so let me actually, someone's asking about the compatibility. So let me just post that table. Alright, I posted it in a forum inside. There are suggestions just there, but this will also be on the website, the table, so you guys can have it and see it and just know exactly what works with what. So what is this? Requests and suggestions. This is one thing. The color dials, which I won't be touching now. Okay, so F and E ARB front and rear, I'm assuming. In stock pro cars, put the stock Corolla and Cruise to show front and rear. Right, okay, so anytime you guys request anything like this, so anytime you request something like this, also include some telemetry. So I can see the data and add it and test it. So right now, this is something that someone says, you know, the car is stock Corolla. I don't have them. In fact, I don't even know if I have a running version of iRacing at this point. Don't remember if I have a running version. So, yeah, just add the SimHub telemetry to your posts. You can't see it. Fine. Now you can. So if you add it there, I'll be able to read it and try it and replicate. Opponent track and class page, Porsche 992 Cup. At the moment, the car class is written complete in a small... Oh, okay. If you would shorten this phrase to 911 Cup or 992 Cup. Okay, I can... This is what we just did. What is it named? Does anyone know if it's called... The actual value is Porsche 992 Cup? Let me see if I have any replays. Let me see. I have one Porsche here. The car ID is Porsche 992 Cup. The car class is no. This is something that's worrying me just a bit. I need to test something. I need to test and see one thing. Position class. What am I using here to get the class? Driver class. Driver car class. What is this returning? Deer. No shit. So if there is no car class... Oh shit, it's returning car class, not car ID. How do I get car ID? Oh man. There is no function for car ID. Just car class. And it's not coming. So I can't get that. That sucks. How would I get the... Oh man, this really sucks for iRacing now. Because iRacing doesn't return car class, it returns car ID almost always. And car model. That's also very interesting because if it always returns car model, you can use that. Class GTP. So it always returns. I may be taking this to I'll maybe take this to Nicola and SimHub. Maybe you can change it. Super Formula SF23 Honda. I can use the car ID. I can use the car ID, but it doesn't show it in the car class. So that's gonna be an odd thing. I can't do anything for that. And I also don't have a Porsche 992 replay. Telemetry replay. Do that. So I don't have a Porsche 992 Cup. I don't. 911 GTR. No, I do not have. GT3 Cup. 911 GT3 Cup. And it doesn't return a class. Shucks. Yeah. So it'll be the most common thing, and this is something that I cannot do much about it. What's this? Improved dashboard for formula cars. Formula cars don't need to see TCAC, blah blah blah, and entry diff, for the show engine brake ARB. I think we need to reach a consensus. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to reach a consensus about this. Let me download the telemetry replay for W13. Actually, I think I have one for W13. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Is it McLaren? No. Mercedes W. I do have a replay. So, sorry for that. Okay, so the W13 has brake migration. We've done that. We've done that much for the brake migration. What we don't need is TC cut, and ABS. I'm assuming these things will never change. So what we can do, but what does the formula W13 have? Front vision button can be done for small formula like F4, ARB can't be taken in car, just the BB, which already supported. So this doesn't have, so I'm looking at the replay here and all the data, but it doesn't have ARB at all. Maybe it's called roll bar, front roll rate, roll spring. Nothing, no data. Shocking. Alright, let's open it up and see what I'm looking for. Car class, car ID for Dallara. Right, but the FARB is DC anti-roll front. It is 0. There it is. Null. So there's nothing. There is nothing. Well, yeah, you can't, but I mean, you know, right now TC cut and ABS is non-existent in the W13, so it'd be nice if you can just show something that exists, but it doesn't show anything. The actual telemetry, as you can see, is null. Front and rear, it doesn't show anything. So it doesn't. There is no properties for this. They're null. So we can't even show the actual value. So you can go to your settings file, your settings in the car, and change them, but it doesn't display it here, which is not good. As you can see, it just returns null. I mean, I wouldn't mind adding it, even if it means you can't change it, but you just have it as an indication there, you'd see it. But this doesn't let us do anything. Sorry. Let me try another replay. 67 megabytes. I hope it doesn't screw up the stream. Let's just wait for that to download. Any second now. Good. That was basically it. Let's go to downloads. Telemetry. Oh god, I didn't take out my contacts and now they're drying out. They are drying out. Good. Now this is a decent replay. Null. Values are null. So we literally don't have anything to go by. I can show, like I can turn this on so you can see FARB, but there's really 0 point in doing so, simply because there's no data to show. It's all null. It's not just about if you can change it or not while in car, it doesn't show the value. So we just go anti-roll. All are null. Roll on its own. No values of any use. 0. If I put ARB, maybe there's something hidden in here. In ARB. Everything is null. There isn't a value. No. Yeah, so iRacing does not return any values for the ARB properties of the W13, so nothing I can show. And as for the others, I'll need I'll need a replay to be able to do something. Unfortunately. P2P retime countdown. Okay, on a super formula, there's a timeout 100 seconds between P2P activations. See specifics here. Having this countdown on the dash and showing that P2P is currently unavailable would be very useful. Attached as a replay of a PQNR event where P2P is unrestricted, disabled and enabled with the timing restrictions in each session. Okay, this is going to be cool. Let us download this replay as well and see if there's any values there. Oh, fudge. 272 megabytes. I'm gonna have to delete everything at some point. At some point in my life, I will need to delete everything in my replays. Although having all these replays is very useful, I just can't keep everything. Absolutely not. I'm deleting everything right now. A whole bunch of telemetry files that I have local in my download folder. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Let this thing, it's downloaded, good. Moved it, oh shit, it's still moving it, it's still copying it. Oh, that's a huge session. Huge. $28.5. That's not it. Oh, super formula, 29 minutes. This has got to be it. Curious if this has roll bar. Nothing. Why wouldn't it show it? Yeah, there's nothing here either. So this is a race through and through, but this is not the race he sent me because this is super formula but doesn't have any. Nothing I can use. Am I looking at something wrong here? Maybe it's this one. Okay, there's a practice session. Okay, yes, this is it. Let's look at the data. P to P, need to P. Alright, so having this countdown on the dash and showing that P2P is currently unavailable would be very useful. Attached is a replay of P, Q, and R, where P2P is unrestricted, disabled, and enabled with the timing restrictions in each session. So practice, it's unrestricted. And we saw that, just so you see that again. In practice, currently we are in practice. Maybe it's too small, but it's practice, and here it says 999 seconds, so it is unrestricted. So now let's move on to qualifying, where it's disabled, so it has 0 seconds, so you can still see it. Hey Miroslav, how you doing? So this is 0 seconds, so it is disabled. And then when you go into the race, is there a timer here? Huh. Hey, Miroslav says, all good here. Hope you're good as well. It seems like always tinkering something, trying to make us happy. Lucky to have you guys too as well. We're at 999 members. One member to hit 1,000. And hopefully it won't go back down, because it usually does. Not many stick around. Yes, this is false. And there's anything else in here? How do I see? Does anyone know what the... Because this is a system object. Does anyone know what the contents might be? Count. Where's all this? This is inside of the object, but I don't have so much insight. So... in the race, it is enabled with a timing restrictions in each. So I don't have the timing restrictions. I have the count, I have the status. That's it. I'm just doing some monkey business here. So the count that I have says 182, and this is what I'm displaying on the dashboard. And the status is false, basically. So I only know if it's on or off. There's no... Yeah, there's no other indication as to the restrictions. Hey James, how are you doing? So I don't have any other indication on the restrictions. I don't. So all I know is the count. 175, 174, so how much you have left. But I don't have the restrictions. Under P2P. P2P. If you got a P2P, you got a P2P. You just got a P2P. Maybe there's other properties I can use. Push to pass active. False. Push to pass count 159. I already have that. Fuel to add pushing. Fuel to add pushing kg. No. Push to pass. Push talk. Push to pass DC is no. No, I don't have any. Let me go to search something else. I don't have any indication beyond I do not have any other indication for the restrictions Joe's mentioning in this ticket. I'm doing good as well. I'm extremely busy. Head in for this Friday. Release is coming. Today's the last day I'm working on the dashboard, basically. Like anything I do tonight, that's it. That's why I'm looking at some, not bugs and feature suggestions, and just looking at things maybe we can add or not. But so far it's been really dry. Like anything I've done is nothing because we don't have the data. Now I'm looking into the push to pass for super formula, but I don't have the restrictions that Joe's mentioning. Zane, welcome to the stream. Is there a SimHub SDK documentation? No, there is zero documentation for SimHub, but, and this is a huge but, right? If you go into your SimHub program folder, there is a folder in there for the plugin SDK. Let me see what it's called. There is no documentation. Plugin SDK, the folder. So if you go to, program files, SimHub, there's a folder called Plugin SDK, and it has an SDK demo, basically, which is, do I have it here? Code, look and feel. Demo plugin. So the demo plugin, I'll show it to you. So if you install it, there's a plugin SDK in the SimHub folder. And although there isn't a proper SDK, if you do the demo plugin that is in there, it just gives you this. So basically you have all of these things and you can play around. So it gives you all this stuff. Primary, click to configure. All of these are in the plugin SDK basically. So you look at this and you create your own. That's all it has. I don't think there's any more documentation beyond this. So this is as much as you can get from SimHub. And I think we are reaching the ability to extract more from push to pass. We do not have, all right, let me reply to Joe. We do not have the restriction amount, unfortunately. There's one last thing we could do, basically. If I come here, turn on JS, insert raw game data. There's, yeah, I don't know what else we can see here. Push to pass is false. We already, this is all the information we already have, so it's nothing new. It's just raw data coming from the game, and you can use this. That's the good thing here. You can use this, but first off, there's no search, so it's kind of painful to go through it all. But all of this already exists in SimHub as a property anyway, so. Yeah, we won't find anything new here. Nada. Alright, can't do much for that. I'm tired. Oh god, I'm sorry. I'm just tired. James, you posted in the Discord about the mapping of my buttons. If you're still interested, and if you're on the stream, if you're interested, let me know, and I will. I can show them now. There's not much we can work on, I think, for the dashboard. There is not too like. There's not anything else I can work on. This was last bit. All right, I think this is it. I'm going to stop working on the Lug dashboard. Stop working on it, not forever, for now. Wrapping this up as 2.7.0. We made a change yesterday with Martin, tweaked a few things, but this is as far as it will go. So the current version I have in front of me will be 2.7.0 and will be released on Friday, unless I have some more information from users, because there's a few in here, requests and bug reports that if I had SimHub telemetry, I would probably be able to run them. So unless they send me something tonight, I will not be able to do anything else. No. So what I've done, just so you know, James, although it's a nice possibility, I do have 4-digit naming, versioning, basically. So the semantic versioning is 3 segments. So major, minor, and patch, whatever they call it. And that's the official, semantic versioning. I've created my own. There's a script inside the dashboard that does 4 segments. So if there's a bug fix, for instance, critical bug fix, and I'm very adamant. If there's a critical bug fix, that's the only time I will actually issue a patch for the public version. So if I release on Friday 2.7.0, currently, there's like 1,000 lovely members. That's all I have, but the actual dashboard is being used by around 8,000, I think, per month. So if anything comes up and it's a critical bug, I will fix it and I will issue a 2.7.0.1 critical patch. And 2.7.1 is what all the lovely members will be getting like a week or 2 weeks after the release of the public version. I already have a few things lined up to work on, so you'll be getting a new version fairly soon after the release. All right, so James, you asked if I can share my button mapping. Is that correct? So let me close a few things and switch over here. Actually, I think we'll need to go here and here. Right? Good. So, how do I have all these buttons mapped on my steering wheel? You can see my lovely hands. Is this focused enough? I think it's good, right? Crisp. All right. Good. All right, so this is how I have everything mapped out. The Ascher, the Ultimate, and all the Ascher racing steering wheels, but the Ultimate has a screen, but all of them have so many buttons, right? So first off, and most important, I'm using Control Mapper. Okay, so let me show that here really quick. I am using the Control Mapper, and you can see the Ascher Racing Artura Ultimate. I have a video for the Control Mapper. Go watch that. That is something it's probably the best. Go watch that, how do you set it up. But the mappings are just random here. It's just a huge list of mappings that I want. I added ERS and previous and next camera and stuff like that lately. But these are all the mappings that I have. I'm not going to go through the mappings because I will explain them as I'm showing you on the steering wheel. But everything is using Control Mapper, and I'm also using a hardware ATmega 32U4 Arduino plugged into my computer. So all the mappings using the Control Mapper, anything I press on my steering wheel goes through hardware. So the actual computer thinks there's an actual joystick controlling it. So I'm not using VJoy or software. It's hardware. So everything you see here, when I press something on my steering wheel, SimHub sends the instruction, the input to the computer via the Arduino. So it's a hardware essentially input. I think it's a bit better, but I've never had any issues with VJoy either. So go see the video for the Control Mapper and how that gets set up, and this is basically how I'm using the Control Mapper to map all the functions. You know, I can, but the best and the safest bet is just go to Amazon and look for, if you go in Control Mapper here, in Control Mapper, it has an ATmega 32U4. Just look for that. Actually, I'll do it right now on Amazon. I'm doing Amazon.de because it's the one that's closest to me. But if I do an ATmega 32U4 search, it comes up with these things. Which the closest one? So there's one, this one. Hold on. Let me find the ones that can I find the one that I'm using? Dun, 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 dun. So there's one, a Beetle USB ATmega 32U4. Hold on, caller. So this is one. Oh, come on. What happened? So this is one you can use. So as long as it's got the ATmega 32U4 chip, you're good. And this one is pretty cool because it already has a built-in USB. So you just plug this as is, plug it in. You don't need to put anything else. Just this board, plug it into your computer, and you'll come here and you'll hit this. It will find it, it will update it, it will flash it, and you're done. And the one that I'm using, because I couldn't find this one, and I can't find the one that I actually bought. Again, it's a Beetle, brand Beetle, whatever that is, but it has a USB port on it, which isn't the best. Where'd I get it from? It was a local store. I don't actually remember. Let me check the local store stuff. But this is the one you want, basically. No. Oh, there it is. Cool. I found the one that I got. DF Robot Beetle. Now this is from a Greek site. As I said, it's local. But this is the only one I had that could have brought it like almost immediately. This is the one that I have. a DF Robot Beetle. 13 something euros. What did this thing cost? 13. It's pretty much the same price. It's basically the same thing. The only difference is this one basically can plug into your computer directly, the one on the right, whereas this one you need to have like a micro USB cable, short one, plug it in a USB and put it in there. This is what I have. But they have the exact same chipset, so this is what you're looking for. Okay? Oh yes, Dennis, I already have a video as well, but I didn't go into the details about, you know, how you do the bridge and everything. But it's all pretty much, it's self-explanatory. Like if you have the hardware, you just hit this button over here and it just select the COM port. It's very simple. All right, let's get back to the mappings on my steering wheel. All right, cool. So I'm using, for the buttons, I will show you what I'm doing there for the buttons and rotaries, but just to clarify, for the two dials, the one on the right is a pulse dial, so this is mapped, and I will move down here so you can see it as well. Where is the engine maps here? Engine map. So when I switch this to 2, you can see it slightly pulses. Now 1, you'll notice here, it turns on. So all of these are mapped. Each position sends a small pulse. There it is, 12, and then back to 1. So it goes around and back. So this basically, if I want engine map 4, I switch it to 4 and I'm done. If I want 8, for instance, I take that. It's as quick as that. So the right dial is a pulsed signal, and it's connected to the control mapper for the engine maps. That's what it is. The left one, I'm actually using the modifier, and the left one controls these two buttons, 3 and 9. All right, and depending on the position, and you'll notice here as well. So if I go to traction control, so now it's currently in traction control mode. Plus and minus, you can see, goes up traction control, down traction control. TC2, where is it? Where's my TC2? TC cut, up and down. So depending on where this is, so now it's ABS. Where's my ABS? There it is. So depending on the position, it basically sends a signal. And I've got for MFM and everything. And I've mapped everything here as well. So there's got to be like an MFM. There it is. Right and left MFM. So everything is mapped here, like even the force feedback. There it is. So depending on the position of this switch, these two buttons, the output changes. I've mapped them in here and everything is good. Now, a few more complicated bits. On the steering wheel, because I do enjoy having TC, and I have all of these features here, all of them, all of these options. Sometimes you, like the two most used settings on a car is, for me, brake balance and traction control. You know, as tires wear out, you want to change the balance of the car, and traction control, you might want to increase it, or if it's raining. And sometimes while you're driving, you don't want to take your hand off and go down here. So I wanted to create some shortcuts as well. So left-hand side, this rotary here, which is red, controls the brake bias, whilst this one, the blue one, controls traction control. Random, of course, I didn't actually put blue and red, but this is how the wheels shift, but this is how I always have it anyway on all my steering wheels. The left one does brake bias, the right one does traction control. Now, one of the issues that SimHub had early on is you can only map one input to each control mapping. That has changed. So now, although I have traction control set here, and these buttons control traction control, and I'll show it here, you can see it turns it on, plus and minus, right? I also have this radial, this rotary dial, which goes up and down as well. So while I'm driving, if I want to make a quick change, I can go to brake bias, up and down, or up and down for traction control. I can also do this, right? Use the buttons. It's simpler. I do prefer the buttons and the dial, absolutely, because the rotary isn't always precise and sometimes it skips a beat, you know whatnot. Where's the button? If I want to go down by 0.6, for instance, on the brake balance, I go there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's as simple as that. It's a lot more precise using the buttons. But I have these shortcuts. How have I done that? And this is something that was added, right? So for the role of brake bias, for instance, I have this 104 button and the 103 button, and here you can actually hit plus. So you can map any number of inputs for every roll. So for the brake balance forward plus, I have both 104 and button 15, whatever that is. And for going down, I have the button here and also this. So I have some shortcuts. Now, I'm not even aware what I have mapped to these rotary dials. I do not know. I don't think I have anything mapped. I do not. So I have 2 rotaries here, which I do not know and have not mapped anything. I could put ABS and stuff like that, but I don't really use these. These are not like the ones that I go to. These are the easier ones. So I have not mapped anything to these 2 over here. Okay. Let me catch up with the stream, the chat. Hi there. Recently, when Artura watching the videos, I was wondering if you have it connected directly to your PC using Newen. A really quick answer for that. I had it through my PC, through a USB powered hub. I had it on something like this, a TP-Link. This is a similar one. This is a new one because the one I had blew a port. So what I did, I basically moved cables around, and now my Artura is plugged in directly. It's plugged in directly to the PC. So I did have it on a USB hub, but the port blew, the hub blew a port. Don't know how that happened. So now the wheel is directly on the PC. So I would suggest putting it directly on a PC. And I think Martin said Martin's doing a lot of testing on the actual, hubs and what's on the market and creating a list of what's recommended or not. But for now, I think putting it directly in a PC is the best solution. Using hubs is very iffy, to say the least. USB 3, 3.2, USB 2.0. What kind of a hub is it? Is it powered? Is it not powered? How much power? So it can get a bit complicated. On the other hand, plugging the steering wheel directly into the PC also brings up other issues. So if it needs more power and the port doesn't have enough, the motherboard might shut down that port to be safe. So you might run into those kind of issues as well. So honestly, I don't think there's a right or wrong way. Personally, I'd prefer having it on a USB hub that has an external power connected to it. You might want to invest in something better. I don't know. But I haven't had any issues either way. Currently, plugged into the PC though. James asked, do I need to adjust the pulse width? Yes, I did. I don't think I needed to adjust it. But if you test in your game, you will see if you need to adjust it. So currently, let me open the Ascher Control Center. I'll show you what I have, but I have increased the pulse just to be on the safe side. Let me see. So the pulse currently is at 65 milliseconds. I have increased it. I think it was 50 when I first got it, but now it's 65. So you can test it. Honestly, just test it. And you should be okay. Christian says, my LD display is buggy. TC ABS is now at the top. Rest is displayed at the bottom. It's a real struggle, all this. Christian, it's not a bug. Christian, it's not a bug. Where do you have the DDU or whatever you're using plugged into? It is a power issue. You need to have their DDU on a powered USB hub. Vocore displays eat a lot of energy. They just have it for breakfast. You need to put it on a powered USB hub. I have the same issue as well with these until I put them on a powered USB hub. It's not buggy. It is not buggy, and it's not SimHub, and it's certainly not the Lovely dashboard. It is the Vocore display consuming too much power, and it basically starts tearing and does that kind of stuff. Once you put in a powered USB hub, you will not have any issue. James again. So you did this secondaries via SimHub, not via Arturo's button mapping, right? James, I do not absolutely no button mapping. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You may be referring to button mapping here. Do not touch this. Honestly, this, only use this if you know exactly what you want to do, if you want to change something. So you would use this button mapping if you didn't want to use 3 and 9, these two buttons here, or 4 and 10. If you didn't want to use these and wanted to put it up here, like, you know, changing the dial here would affect these two buttons, you can do it here. Actually, you can't use one. You can't use this one over here. It's because it's for the firmware stuff. But you could do that, right? So this dial could change this rotary, for instance. If it's TC, this would be TC then. You could do that if you want to. I have not touched this. This is default. I don't want to touch that because it just seems overkill. You don't need it, to be honest. New and lol, the wheel also crashes my hub. New and try putting it directly into your PC and maybe invest in a better hub. I don't know. I have no solutions. Actually, Martin was in my Discord. He's been answering a lot. You can follow up on those threads as well. There is no right or wrong. There is no proven path. It is depending on your system. That's what we're getting to. So some users are seeing the Ascher wheel it's not regarding Ascher wheel either. It's regarding your system and how it works. Someone works on USB 3, others on USB 2. Some use a hub, others don't. I know for sure that when I'm using an extension cable, it doesn't work well. So just you need to experiment. I think the safest bet is to put the wheel directly on the PC and the USB 2.0 port at that. But test it and see. There's no right or wrong right now. It depends on your system setup. Hey Ryan, good evening, man. Yeah, Nguyen, I don't know. Have you tried everything? Yeah, you must understand that the GSI wheel does not have the same requirements as the Ascher wheel. The Ascher wheel is far more powerful in any respect, and power consumption would be more, to be honest. Just the Vocor screen it's going to require more power. I think the GSI, I don't know which GSI wheel you have. It had a power, if it had a screen or not, but usually when they have screens, it is a bigger issue. James, by plugging it directly into the PC. I'm pretty sure the Ascher Artura comes with a huge cable, man. Like, honestly, it's very long. I have it wrapped around a few things because I don't know what to do with it. Alright, let's get back to the control mappings. So, this is how I've done the left dial, the right dial, and shortcuts for these as well. So it's fairly simple how I'm using these. And I showed you also how I can have two different inputs for the same exact role, so for brake balance and stuff like that. Now for the rest, I mean, it's basically preference, obviously. But for all the mappings that I have, superficially, when you're looking at them, this is the flasher over here. I've got my lights over here, wipers here. These two are reserved for the left dial, so these two can do a lot of stuff. What does this thing do? I don't even know. Mic mute. I'm not even using this. Mic mute. I don't know how to map this because I got a gaming PC and a streaming PC, and all the audio is on a streaming PC, so I don't even know how to map that. Anyway, these two buttons over here. This one is ignition. This is the starter. Ignition and starter. Simple stuff. And on the right hand side, the pit limiter is over here. This thing over here is pit settings. So in ACC, you can call up by using the OK button. I can call up and go through all the menus, like the black box basically you have it in iRacing. You can go through that. But if I want to go directly to the pit settings, I hit this button. So the loop in ACC is it starts with leaderboard, class, and some others, and the last one is the pit settings. And after the pit setting, it goes blank again. So if anytime I want to pull up the pit settings menu, if I want to see if there's any penalties or anything, I just hit this button, and then directly OK. So it goes to the next screen and it goes away. So it's really, really quick for me to just go 1 and 2. I've seen something and it goes away. But these are the 2 buttons. Also, OK is OK in game. So moving a bit further down, going to this joystick actually does in-game menus up, down, left, right, and OK is my confirmation. So if I'm in the game, not racing, in the menu, I can go up, down, left, right, do whatever I want and hit OK, and it will confirm it. And this one is the back button. So I can hit OK or go back, and exit menus. So this is how I map them in the game. This one over here, it'll right arrow, hitting it changes the dashboard page, so it goes to the next page and the next page. And these 2 over here, the Ascher Racing logo is True Dark mode, so when I hit it, it triggers True Dark mode manually using the hotkey. And this thing over here is the tire reset, so the mark button. I press this for approximately 3 seconds and it resets the tire data. Now, I got more settings here. This thing over here, when I rotate it, you can't see it unless I go here. When I rotate it, it brightens the DDU or decreases. So it's really simple for me. Like if I'm driving and the environment's changing, I can just take the brightness, you know, up and down, whatever. And the right hand side changes the brightness of the steering wheel LEDs. So I can lower them a hell of a lot, or if I twist it, it can go up very bright. It depends on what you want to do. Okay. And finally, I think the last mapping that I have is this joystick over here, where the controls are for the actual lovely dashboard. So left is the left MFM, right is the right MFM, up is the center module, and down is the fuel module. So if I run a replay, really simple here. Don't go into ignition, alright. So if I go into a replay, this thing, if I move it to the left, it changes the left module. Left, 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 it just goes through everything. And right changes the right module. Right, 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 right. If I go up, you can't see it now because I need to go into the session. There it is. If I go up, it changes, obviously, the center module. It scrolls through it, and the bottom one scrolls through the fuel module. Right over here. And that's that. And finally, what else do I have? Pressing this in. Pressing it in is pause in the game, so I can exit at any point in time. And this thing, pressing this, is the camera. The camera button, so changing cameras for that. And now, I mean, honestly, I do not have the top buttons, the ones in behind. I don't have them mapped. Actually, I think I do have them mapped. They're KERS and DRS, but I don't use them at all. So I don't even know they exist. I just map them there. And again, I also said that these 2 here, rotaries, I don't have them used. It has so many inputs. The Ultimate has so many inputs where I don't need them all. Like I've reached a point where I've got spare inputs. But it is what it is. I mean, it's got so many things here. Newen, okay, I'm pretty sure that Martin's seen it, and Martin will get back to you. I'm pretty sure about that. Alright, I think that's it. That's pretty much all there is for my mappings on the steering wheel. And using Control Mapper, and why I think this is great, let me show you something really quick. Let me grab this wheel and the cable that goes with this wheel. Alright. Check this out. Alright, let me plug it in. Let me get the USB in. I got a little extension here. This steering wheel doesn't have much to it, so no screens or anything, so it's easy to just plug it in. Alright. Plugged in and ready to go. Now, you can see GT Neo is connected, and now the same exact steering wheel, changing this, controls the brake bias. Going down, going up. This one is traction control. Good. This is the pit limiter. All buttons. Game HUD. I don't even know what these things are. This is ABS. I'm assuming this is traction control. Traction control 2. Let me go find it just to be sure. TC cut. There it is. TC cut. Oh, this is engine map. Sorry, engine map. This is TC cut. And this one is page. As you can see. Actually, you can't see it. You can see this one is for controlling the page. I go forward one. Let it load. And then I can also go back. So I'm using that. This is just a simple rotary. And everything else as well, it's mapped the same way. Of course, shifters and everything. So as you can see, using the control mapper, if you use a control mapper, you can have 2 steering wheels. You can have as many as you want. The same, like, I don't need to do anything. Everything on the steering wheel is mapped onto SimHub. And it's as easy as just, you know, even the control, even this. Even this. The brightness. Everything is mapped. I did the same thing, brightness for the steering wheel as well. Have I not? I have not. So I can map that. But you get the point. I mean, this is why this is... I think it's pretty nice. Wheel brightness is not going up and down. Haven't mapped... I don't even know how I mapped that into this wheel, to be honest. I'll figure it out. But anyway, that's the idea behind the control mapper and why you should be using it. Because I can just pop in any of my steering wheels and I'm done. I don't have to go to the games. The games are also mapped. You only do it once. You know how it is like when you start mapping your steering wheel, your controllers to the game. Well, here all you need to do is for each game you have to map SimHub to the game, and you're done. And then you map the steering wheel to SimHub, and then again you're done. So every time you're swapping out a wheel, you don't care. And in fact, this way, I'm gonna get the Wednesday today. Maybe by Friday, maybe next week, I'm going to get the GWT01 from Grey Wolf, right? When I get that steering wheel, I'm going to map that steering wheel to the control mapper in SimHub. And voila, that wheel will be mapped to all of my games as well, because SimHub is talking to the games. So it saves time. The first time when you want to do it, when you're going to do it, yes, it'll take some time because you have to map everything back to your games, but you're going to do that anyway. Like if you get a steering wheel, you're going to do that anyway. Right, for all games. Do it once with SimHub, map SimHub, enter whatever inputs you want here, whatever you want, and then you're golden. Like honestly, then it's just a matter of just connecting a wheel and mapping it to SimHub. The left dial. You want to see the left dial. So it's BB, TC, TC2, ABS, map. I got ERS, FARB, rear ARB, and the black ones are camera, force feedback, volume, and MFMs. All right. The actual sticker, this is going to be on my merch store, so you'll be able to buy this as the Artura sticker sheet for the radial dials. The sticker sheet has 4 of these blanks and a whole bunch of small stickers you can basically mix and match and do whatever you want. So it will not be a fixed version of it. You can create any which one you want. And we'll also have 6 different colored versions as well, so you can use them. And these will be for sale on my on the Lovely store, basically. I'm probably gonna open it up next week or something. I still need to tweak a lot of stuff. But this, I mean, honestly, for the actual stickers, I've got over 56 little pieces to create, and you will be able to create. I have 4 blanks rotary blanks, and you can create as many as you want. And to be honest, I can take this off and re-stick it again. It will stick. It'll do it like 2 or 3 times. But you can create different ones. You can create for left and right if you want to use it. You can just have 2 different ones if you want to interchange it. I have no idea. If you want to create one for a specific reason, you could possibly do that. But then you also have like the colored ones. And these aren't too good. This is a test run. Again, you can see there's a few things that are off. Like this is not, it's supposed to be in the center. So these are things that I did for testing. I am not going to throw this out. I'll keep it for myself, you know. Yeah. Guys, there's this thing. James, my USB hub blew a port. It's simple as that. Nothing else was wrong. Not the steering wheel, not anything else was wrong. Absolutely nothing. Just the hub blew a port. Random. And this was my newer hub. So I have, this is the 3rd one that I'm getting. They're all the same. I think they're different versions. This is like this is the latest version, the UH720. I think the previous ones are like this UH700 or something. They look pretty much the same exact way. I'm happy with these. But my old port, which is the exact same one, it's working fine. The one that I purchased maybe like a couple of months ago, it blew a port. Now, I don't know why this is, what has caused this. I've tried to troubleshoot with Martin. Martin has reassured me that it has nothing to do with the wheel. And to be honest, I can't believe how it would have anything to do with the wheel. Like, even if there was like a surge in power, it wouldn't be going the other way around. It would going towards the wheel. So what you would see is the wheel not working, not the port being blown. So currently the port is off. I'm not using it. The rest of the hub works fine. So everything like you see now is working fine. But I did plug in the steering wheel directly to the PC, just to be sure, to be honest. Okay. Miroslav, are you in the chat? Are you watching the stream right now? Because you asked something for the pit wall. I can answer it right now if you want. I can show you right now, but I don't know if you are in the stream or not. If you aren't in the stream, I'll pull it up and do it, and maybe I'll point so you can see it later on. So the thing is, I've made a mistake. I have made a mistake, which is corrected in mine. All right, there you are. Yeah. To your question, you asked today around noon, hey guys, I just wanted to give you an update. I tried to install Remain Rob's plugin, blah, blah, blah. It is about the IR rating we were looking at yesterday, and I kept on telling you that I don't have a problem and you do. Well, apparently I've made the change, and it's the version that I have. I haven't released this version yet. Small changes. So if you don't want to wait until the new version, which will be coming next week or something, I don't know when it'll become. I don't have enough stuff in here. What you want to do is just go into the overall page. Fine. Click on any of these. In fact, click this one that is for the iRacing stuff. Hit edit. No, sorry. In the list here, find the iRating widget. Oh, you're not seeing. Shit. Okay. Sorry. All right, so let me do this again. Open up. You have the pit wall. Edit the pit wall. So I'll just do it from scratch. So in SimHub, find the pit wall. Not pit wall test, pit wall. Edit the dashboard. It's really simple. Don't be scared to do this. Here, select a page overall. Doesn't matter which page, as long as it's not the idle page, and scroll down and find the iRating widget, okay? And then hit Edit Widget. And in here, go to the iRating stuff. Now, there's 3 folders here, iRating, Incidents, and SOF. In all 3 of these, find this little box, Visible, and hit None, and OK. For Incidents, open it up, hit None, and OK. And SOF, click on it, hit None, and OK. Yours should have this green. So it should have some sort of formula, for instance. So there should be something in here. Let's say return. I'll just put in something really quick. Return false in JavaScript. Perfect. If I hit OK, so yours will have this will be turned green, right? So what you want to do is just click on it, hit None, delete everything, and hit OK. Right? Then hit Save, and you're done. That's it, and it should work. Yeah, it's just something that you need to do right now until I make a new release. It's a really quick fix. I'd suggest you do it, and if in any slight chance you break anything, just download it and reinstall it. It'll just overwrite whatever you've done. Yeah, and sorry for that. I got not carried away. It's just that I've edited the pit wall slightly, just a few things, and I forgot to put it in my change log, which means that when you asked me, I thought that if I'm seeing it and it's not in my change log, it means I already did it. So you should have it as well. So unfortunately, it wasn't the case. I got overwhelmed and forgot to put that in there. Anyway, looks like we're at 999 subscriptions. We didn't do 1,000 today. And I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll see like 995. Because as I said, there's a massive churn, which new plugin might fix. You guys want to see the plugin? It's not done yet. But do you want to see the plugin? Yes, yes, yes. All right. Again, plugin is not complete. It is a work in progress. And of course, it's not connected to the dashboard yet because I can't connect it. I'm still delivering versions of the dashboard to you guys, so I can't actually connect it. But let me just show you. So, all right, there is a lovely sim racing here. There's no icons or anything. Those will be added. It's not just the tease. Like what you'll see is what's already been developed. What you won't see are the designs for the other stuff. Right, really quick. Of course, as I said, these are not ready yet, but there will be a preview here. So if you put your number, you will be seeing your number here. You will be able to directly change the color. This will have a different style. You will be able to, you know, put whatever you want, and you'll be seeing this as a preview here. So directly, settings file, you have that. Selecting an image for the background is easy as just, you know, clicking on this and hitting OK. No file was selected. Good for me. And you'll be seeing it at a preview. And then everything else that's in the settings file, you know, the driver names, map types, everything here be used like that. The zoom effect, I don't know if this isn't working yet. Enabling virtual RPM LEDs, showing race flags, night mode, ignition mode, clutch mode, turn it on, or if it's on, select if it's when it's engaged or always on. So there will be, you know, a lot of different options here. The UI brightness, high, medium, or low. And you can also set the corner radius to slider. And it will be going from 12 to 50, which are the values you can use. True dark mode, obviously you can enable it, you can have it native, and you can just click on, you know, which color you want to use. You can set the hotkey directly in here. Tire lap average, this isn't working. Like everything below this point is not working, but you can see, like, you know, lap review, delta reviews, if there is a lap review, if it's only practicing quality or if it's always on, and for how long. You'll be able to set the millisecond. So there's a lot of stuff in here that is, it'll make everything a lot easier. Now there are things in here you cannot see. One thing I do want to show you, which is, this is not designed yet, right? For the multifunction modules, you know how you set which modules you want to have enabled for iRacing, for ACC on the left and the right, and which one is your default module. So let's say for ACC you've selected 5 modules and you want the third one to be the default one when you open up. Well, here you go to multifunction modules. You have all the games here that are supported, and in here, let's say for iRacing, which is a bit, actually I can do this for here, for instance. Oh yeah, ooh yeah, we haven't done this yet. So this is actually something I was teasing and working with. But for instance here, for iRacing, as I said, these are all work in progress. If you have nothing selected, right? iRacing does not have tire average or damage, so you cannot select these even if you wanted to. This is the left, this column is the left module, this one is the right module. So what you say is, for the left module, you want to have lap times, sector times, you want to have tires for whatever reason, you want to have the map, track opponent, actually no, map, and on the right module, you want to have track opponents, my opponents, let's put the relative and the standing board, right? And from these modules that you have selected, I want to have lap times the default. You can't select more than one. Lap times is my default, and on the right hand module, from the ones that I have already selected, I want to have the relative board as the default. All right, there's no save button or anything. Anything you do automatically is saved and will be available in the dashboard as well. So for each sim, you can go basically here, and the only reason like everything is dark here is because I'm testing to see how to enable and disable various options. For an example, iRacing, tire average and damage is disabled. For Assetto Corsa, the only one you can select is the tire average on both left and right. So this is intentionally done like that. It's just a test I'm still working on. Not the design, how this is done. As I already said, Derek Moeller is helping me out with this. He's not doing all the work. Like everything you see here has been done by Derek. But the integration from this into the dashboard is going to be done by myself, and I also need to learn how to code basically. So I'm learning all these things. But the most important thing is, like, you know how you have the settings file and you don't normally put numbers in for the left and right module. Here it's going to be straightforward. So if you select the tire average, you'll notice this thing over here turns on. If I select it, now I can say I want this one to be the default. Of course, if this is the only one selected, then this will be the default because there's nothing else. But you can see it working here in a better manner. So if I want on the left hand side the relative board, once I click on this, this will be enabled. So now I can select this as a default. I'm not going into this tab, but know for sure these aren't the only 2 tabs that will be available for the lovely dashboard. And once this is released, the plugin will be for everyone. It will not be tied to any tier or membership, but this is a huge but, big but. Everything will be available as they are today, but through the plugin and through your subscription, specifically pro members and above, will have extra features. So going forward, the plugin will be used by everyone, so this will be available to everyone. It won't be any privileged users having this or paid members. Everyone will have the plugin. I want everyone to be able to use the dashboard and set it up, but members will have extra features, and extra features can be anything. It could be customization options. For instance, True Dark mode. This is a consideration. Red will be locked for everyone. So red will be the default. And if you're a paid member, you can have the rest. And I will add more colors. So as you can see, this is just an example. It hasn't been done yet, but it will be done. Maybe not for true dark mode. But my goal is to add value for those that are actually paying, for those that are members. I need, because as I said, this is turning into a business. I want to make this thing my full-time job. So I need to make this thing into a product where users will want to become members of, not just for support, but actually getting more. And maintaining all of these is hard. For instance, just another example, this is real life example. I want to add a fifth color. Adding a fifth color will take so much time to actually do it and test it and whatnot. For me right now, it doesn't make it's absolutely 0 cents. Like, oh, actually, I'll be honest, everything you see here is absolutely 0 cents. Like if you told me do this today, I'd say you're crazy. This is too much work. But here we are, right? So now I need to figure out, because we're in this place and there's so much work to be done and so much maintenance, I need to figure out how I can make this thing profitable, add extra value for the paid members. So if you are a paid member, you will see nothing different at first, and slowly you will see more features added for your membership. If you're not a paid member, again, you will see nothing different. You will still continue to use the dashboard as is, and the true dark mode was just an example. So this is my promise to you and everyone. Once this launches, if it has 4 colors, there will always be 4 colors for everyone. Paid members will get the colors coming after that. Let's say there's a new module being added, which is more of a pro version. So there's something more, I don't know what it is. It might be locked to members only. So if you are a free version dashboard user, there will be no difference for you. If you're a paid member, no difference for you, new features coming. And this is how it'll be going on going forward. Again, I do not want to limit the product. I don't want to make a 2-level product. I don't want to have a product that does one thing and the paid members get 100, but I do want to add extra value for everyone that's paying. And that's what I want. That I need to do that. I need to do that. If I could do this for free forever, I would, but it's not possible. So it's coming into life slowly. Slowly, but surely. I don't have an ETA. This is not going to be done fast. The plugin has a lot of work. The integrations tab, once it's in a place where I can show, I will show it to you guys. And I'll show you what it does. And there will be, as far as I know so far, another 2 tabs which are completely under wraps and I can't share with you. The design is also going to change just ever so slightly. I want to make a few changes, but more or less this is what you'll be able to do. Everything available in the plugin. Yes, there will be no restarts. I'll give you an example just so you know, because everything you see here will have available properties. I think they're called LD. I think, no, for now I haven't rebuilt it. There it is. So all the properties coming from the dashboard will be LD for lovely dashboard, LD underscore, and all the values. So let's say analytics is true. For instance, if I go back to the dashboard and turn it off, if I go to properties, analytics is now false. So everything happens real time now, and there's no danger of losing anything and whatnot. Again, these are the only properties that are currently mapped. Your name is whatever. Your color, everything is basically a value. And again, as a plugin, if you have the plugin, you will be able to use these values in other dashboards. Obviously, you can still use them. I can't stop it. But some of these properties will be locked for paid membership. And that's one thing I'm still working on. Dennis Peterson. I am a UI designer. I am a UI designer ever since I've known myself. Even when I wasn't a UI designer, I was still a UI designer. So I've been designing since I was a really tiny kid. Obviously designing cars, but early on, this is interesting. Early on, like around when I was 9, I stopped doing cars because I found them to be very boring, and I would design worlds. So I would get like these huge pieces of paper and I would design an island, you know, just random squiggles, and then I put houses, I put, you know, whatever you want on there. I would just design stuff. I would design stuff, and then I'd design each house individually, you know, like guest houses and all that. I would just love that. And yeah, ever since I remember, I've been a designer. But UI design came around early on when I started my career, actually, in like 1998, when I started designing for the web. So that was UI. And since 1998, I've been doing the same thing professionally. Code is a hobby. Always has been a hobby. When I first did, you know, website designs back in 1998, there was no distinction between a web designer and a designer in general. Everyone was a web designer, so you had to learn HTML, CSS. I learned to code, which aren't really code, they're just structural languages. But then I moved over to ASP, PHP, databases, SQL. Like I slowly progressed through everything. And yeah, like when I want to use something, when I build something, I learn it. It's how my mind works. I've not ever had any proper programming education in any sorts, but everything is experiential. Same thing here. Same thing for the plugin. Derek Moeller. Well, actually, I had like the demo plugin I've installed and coded and whatnot, but I didn't have the mental capacity to build it from scratch. So Derek helped me out and created the layout of what you saw, and also we did like an hour, 2-hour calls where he explained what everything does and where everything goes. And now I'm working on the plugin, and then when I need help, I just ring him up and he, you know, points me to the right direction, because I completely understand what I'm doing sounds like very stupid to many people, crazy to others, but here I am working on this and building something which I don't know if it'll work or not. I'm hoping it'll work. Okay. And I'm hoping the plugin will also invite more people to become members, so I can actually take this to the next level, beyond the plugin and beyond the partnerships that already exist. But that's the lowdown basically of everything. 42. The answer is 42. Since 2005. In 2005, a year after 2005, I quit my job on one of the largest hosting providers in Greece. We were doing advertising. In 2006, I switched companies and became an art director, and in a small-time company, which eventually turned into a huge company. Well, I wasn't there when it turned into a huge company. I was there when we were designing their brand and everything. Well, thank you very much. It's not magic. It's just code. I'm dating my head. Did bit coding in BASIC. Dude, Commodore VIC-20, BASIC, the jumping jacks guy. Remember that? I did that. But I was, honestly, I could have been more than 6 or 7 years old back then. I could not have been more than 6. We came to Greece, we moved to Greece when I was 9 or 10, and that was in 1985. So when I was 9, 1985 when I was 9, and this was like in 83, so I was like 6 or 7 years old, basically, on the VIC-20 and then on the Commodore 64. Basic. Tape drives and all. Interesting times. But anyway, I've not skewed off that path ever, because I just cannot live without designing. I just cannot. Diamond. I had to design it. I couldn't find a diamond that I liked, so I designed the icon. I designed everything. Everything. Anything I touch, I'm gonna design it. I don't know. My god. Yeah. I designed my tattoo. Yeah, I just cannot not design. It's how my brain works. Anyway, guys, it was great. It did a nice walk through the past. But anyway, that's the lovely plugin. I'm not going to create a video on it. I'm not going to make a clip out of it. I will introduce, like, this was completely random. I had no intention of showing you guys the plugin. Absolutely no intention, because it's still not working. Like, when I show the plugin next time, it will have most of the features enabled in it. Not something half-baked. But I'm just excited about it. I know you guys also want to see the plugin. I definitely want to have the plugin has been designed, like, let me see the design. I won't show you the design because the design is different than what you've already seen. The design is a bit better looking. The final design, the design that I have that was final, not when I started designing it, the design that I have was final, is dated early March. So early March was when I decided, and I said, this is what the design is going to be like. So this is started February, designing the plugin. Back in February, at least a month of designing it. So yeah, and the plugin will be a bit different. It'll be a bit more tweaked, and the fonts and spacing and everything will be fixed. Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. Alright, and that will be my night as well. So I will want to thank all of my lovely members. We are currently sitting on 999 members. Will I wake up to 1,000? I don't know. It is going to be a huge milestone. Thank you to all gold members. 41 of you. Anthony Hall, Augustin Martin, Alex Luce, Brandon Honnold, John Hart, Claudio Farfara, Cody Flowers, Corey Wise, Dan Westerman, Daniel Newman, David Beam, Eric Castillo Bachero, Brian Spiracos, Graham Bapti Wright, Jeff King, Iñaki Duranona, Alan Susan, Jason Rivera, Jens Bauer, Jared Davis, Stefan Malfier, Kieran Lowe, Chris Rollins, Marianne Christel, Mark Long, Michael Pagliaro, Patty Falconer, Brad Jackson, Robert Robles, Rita Brulman, Juan Rodriguez. I always love saying that name. The tongue rolls so nice. Rodriguez. Sean Reed, She, Simon Tunin, Heiko Batts, Steve A71, Josh Fulton, Tobias Hoff, Martin, William Martin, Mark Worthington, and Mark Gale. Thank you very much for supporting me in the highest possible way. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying all of this. There is one thing that's coming along with the store, and that's going to be a way for gold members to purchase extra merch that's going to be available only to them. Namely, in the beginning will be the gold version of the t-shirts, which have zero markup. It's basically the price at cost, and only gold members will have access to that. And I will slowly add more stuff. So that's coming as well. So many things. I need a list of things to talk about and a list of lists after that. So that's how the story goes. Alright guys, thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow there's no development. Tomorrow I will be doing a couple of races on LFM in Zolder, trying to get my head around racing a bit again. I miss it so much. I miss it so much. So if you join me tomorrow, it'll be headbanging and me cussing at LFM rookie lobbies. Till then, have a good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. I will see you guys tomorrow.